So today's presentation is on what is meditation. And my name is Dada Rainjitananda. First, we should think that we are human beings. So as human beings, we want to meditate. And there are so many beings in this universe. In fact, there are so many planets and galaxies. And if we see amongst all these planets, galaxies, we find our planet, the planet Earth. And in our planet, there are so many beings. And amongst all these beings, there is us, human beings. Now, what is the main characteristic of human beings? What do we want? What do we look for in our life? Okay, some people maybe they are looking for a new car, a Ferrari, or a new house, or being famous, or an iPhone, or new clothes, have lots of money, power. But okay, these things, they don't last long. And why we want those things? Because they are connected to something we really want. So, what do we really want? In everything we do, if we have holidays, we want to go on vacations in a nice location with some nice people. Why we want to do that? Mostly because we feel good about it. We will get a positive feeling. We'll be happy. So it's not that we want to go to that location, but we want to get there so that we can get a certain feeling. And let's say that this feeling is we want to be happy. We can also say we want to be in peace. So, happiness, peace, that's what we are really looking for. And not the objects, but what we get out of those objects. But the question is that we want that kind of feeling, but for how long? 5 minutes? Will that be enough? Or maybe 3 years? And 3 years you are happy, in peace, and the rest not. Well, usually people will say we want it always. We want to feel good, to feel happiness, to feel peace all the time, always. Always means something that is infinite, that is not limited. My teacher used to say that to remain satisfied with a little is contrary to human nature. It means that we want more and more. In fact, we want infinite. But the question is that the world is limited, and all the objects that we can get in the world are limited. And we enter in contact with these objects through the five sensory organs. We see them, we touch, we smell, we taste, we hear. So our senses are also limited. They cannot perceive more than a certain frequency. Now, what is happening is that We are looking for something that is unlimited, infinite, that is always. At the same time, we are looking for that in objects and things, even people, which are limited, have limitations, and do not last in time. So that means that we are not going to get it in this way. We need to look for something infinite, something unlimited, in an unlimited source. And we should not use an instrument, which are our senses, which are limited. So now I will say that the alternative here is meditation. Now, I would like to ask you a question. And the question, let me put it there on the screen, is what is your experience with meditation? Means you never, could you please reply? I never practice, I have tried it by on my own, or I have learned a technique and I practice it sometimes, or I practice it regularly but on my own, means I never learned any technique, or I practice it regularly with a technique I have learned. I give a few moments. Okay, I close the poll. And okay, I see here that most of you practice it regularly with a technique. All right, so let me move ahead on the presentation. Since we are going to practice meditation, there are some important steps on the meditation. Number one is the position that we are going to be. We are going to keep our physical body in a certain position when we meditate. The best position is we should sit comfortably. If you are standing and you go very deep in meditation, you may fall because you transcend your body. And so the best position is sitting. If you lie down, you may sleep. So sitting, one other characteristic, we should keep our back straight as far as possible. There is some reason for that, and I will not mention it now, but it's an important reason. But anyway, there is some energy that flows through our spine, and if the spine is not straight, there will be more difficulties. So that's number one. We are keeping a good posture. We are sitting comfortably, back straight. Then we'll close our eyes. Closing our eyes here has to do with withdrawing the mind from the senses. So we are at the same time withdrawing from what we see. We should also not hear the things that are happening around. We are folding our hands, crossing our legs, so our motor organs are also kind of paralyzed. And we even roll back our tongue because the tongue is also a motor organ for speak. So, and it's also a sensory organ. So we roll it back in order to keep it calm, paralyzed, and that it will not attract the mind. So that's the step number two. Now we are still feeling that we are surrounded by so many things, maybe people around us, maybe the computer, the walls and the room we are in. So we are still attracted to the external world. So the next step is to withdraw the mind from the external world. we'll feel that the world outside us does not exist anymore. Whatever was there, the planet, the stars, the room, the house, everything is not existing anymore. So that is the next step. Now we are sitting there and there is nothing outside us, but still our mind is perceiving our body. So we go to a next step. The next step. So world is not there. The body is there. We are feeling it. We are conscious of it. So what we want to do is we want to withdraw from the body. Withdraw from the mind from the body. So the mind is distributed in the whole body. So we feel the whole body. Now we want to take it out. And we want to concentrate it. We will concentrate it in one point. That point is a special point. It's a chakra. A special point in yoga. There are a certain number of chakras. And for meditation, one will concentrate in a particular chakra, depending on the individual. This is learned. When one learns the meditation, then one will learn the process, how to withdraw the mind, how to withdraw the mind from the body, how to concentrate in one point, which point to concentrate. It's very important to concentrate the mind. Imagine the sun. The sun rays are reaching a piece of paper. If we put a lens in between, it concentrates the rays and it can even ignite fire on this piece of paper. That's the power of concentration. So we want that power for our mind. We don't want our mind to be scattered. We want the mind to be concentrated. And that's why we are concentrated on the point. After you concentrate, you already forgot the world doesn't exist anymore. The body also, you forgot the body doesn't exist anymore. Your whole mind, your whole entity is concentrated in one point. It means your mind is pinpointed. At that moment, what is around your mind? There is no physical world anymore because in a previous step, you have withdrawn your mind from the physical world. So your body is also not there because you have also withdrawn the mind from the body. So you have put your mind concentrated in one point. And the question comes, what is around that point at this moment? In yoga, we say, what is around it is cosmic consciousness. This cosmic consciousness is around and it is infinite. This cosmic consciousness is infinite and it is around you. And you are that point. Your mind is now concentrated, pinpointed. So what is the feeling now at this moment? The feeling will be that I am surrounded by infinite consciousness. So I am that point. And that point is inside this infinite consciousness, surrounded by this infinite consciousness. So that's the next step we are taking in the meditation practice. We are going deeper and deeper. So what is next? Next, to merge. Merge, become one with that infinite consciousness, because that's what we really want. We want to become infinite, because by becoming infinite, we will experience limitlessness. We'll go beyond the limited. Our thirst for more will only be satisfied at that moment. We take the help of an instrument to, to attain that. And this instrument is called mantra. Mantra is a sound vibration, is a word, it has a meaning, it has a resonance, and the wavelength of the mantra is long. And the mind usually has many thoughts. And these many thoughts create a mental wave which has a very short length. So now, when we superimpose the mantra on the mantra will change the vibration of the mind. It will make the mind more calm. It will increase the wavelength of the mental vibration. So that is the effect of the mantra. And it will close the gap between the unit, which is the little point, and the infinite. So that is the work of the mantra, through its meaning, through its vibration. In fact, the word mantra means what liberates the mind. Man is mind. Tra liberates. So mantra, it liberates the mind. What does it liberate the mind of or from? From the limitations. It makes the mind infinite. That's the work of the mantra. So the meaning of the mantra must be to remind us that we are not limited, that we are not the little one, but we are the great. So this merge is done with the help of the mantra. And it is just like a drop merging into the sea. We are the drop, the sea is the cosmic consciousness, and this merging of the drop with the sea, that is the goal. That is when we will feel that we are satisfied, that we got something infinite. And that is this experience of oneness, or what is described in yoga as samadhi, and in tantra as nirvana. And let's say in English we can say bliss, infinite happiness. So meditation is really done to provide this experience. But on the course of the practice, one will get many other benefits. One will feel better, more relaxed, more calm, more concentrated. All those are kind of side effects of the practice. But this does not happen from one day to the next. Our mind is not habituated to follow what we want. So we may want to do this practice, we may want to think about the mantra, but the mind may think about something else. So it takes some time to remove that gap from what we want the mind to do and what the mind does. So it takes some time to train the mind. It takes some time to create the thought of the meditation in the mind so that when we close our eyes, we are not thinking about so many other things, that we are really going deeper into the meditation practice. And for that, daily practice is very important. That is one of the secrets of meditation, that one will do it regularly. At least one will sit down for the meditation and make the effort to concentrate in the way and to think of the mantra. This constant practice will make meditation from a theoretical thing into a practical thing, something that we really, really do. So that is the introduction to meditation. So the main thing is to practice. Try a mantra, because if you do not practice, there will be very little progress. In fact, practice is like 99% of the success. If there is no practice, there is no success. We can read a lot about meditation, we can hear a lot about meditation, but if we don't practice, there will be very little progress. Now, in case you don't have a mantra, you can use this mantra. It's a mantra in the Sanskrit language. Most mantras are usually in Sanskrit language. This mantra is a universal mantra. It means you can listen to it as a song, you can sing it, you can say it, or you can chant it internally, mentally, for meditation. This mantra is Baba Nam Kevalam. What does it mean? I could give you a short meaning, just love is all there is. That's a very simple English. Or I can say it means that everything is that infinite consciousness. Means when you are in that situation that you are thinking that all around you is this infinite consciousness, and you say Baba Nam Kevalam, that is the meaning of the mantra. And if you practice this mantra regularly, let's say for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, it is very beneficial. Now, I came to the end of this presentation. I was going to ask you a question, but I will first give you time to ask your questions. So you can ask some questions now. To ask the questions, there is a window in your control panel. It's written questions, so you can type your questions there.